Whispering Pines is nestled on 110 acres of slightly rolling land located in beautiful rural St. Joseph County on the outskirts of Walkerton, Indiana. This 18-hole public golf course offers a pro shop, practice putting green, snack bar and dining room, all in a friendly environment. We specialize in outings for your company, church, school, and fundraising needs. Whether you want to start your day with a round of golf, spend an afternoon in the sun, or an evening with your friends, Whispering Pines is the place for you. Life is good at the Pines.
Hello, Internet. The Morgan You Know podcast network presents Balls Brew.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the flagship sports podcast here on the Morgan You Know podcasting network. I'm your host. My name is Rod Morgan. Joining me are the fellas who are just here with me on the wrestling show, the executive producer of this podcast, James Jamriska, the old man, joining us from Bloomington, Indiana, Chris King. We are going to talk about the NBA because we are ever close to the NBA playoffs here. Jimmy wants to brag about his wins team so badly, but I'm going to make him wait for just a second to talk about March Madness, the biggest March Madness out there, women's college basketball, my guys. Caitlin Clark, 41 points, gets past LSU, trumps the Demons, comes back, gets her team, beats Angel Reese. Jimmy, your thoughts?
I was at the Pacers game last night, and everyone was also on their phones looking at the score, watching that game as well. 12 million people watch the Iowa LSU game, and that's just TV. That's not on your phones and anything like that. 12 million people, and guess what? To get into the men's Final Four, lowest ticket price, $571 on StubHub. To get in the women's Final Four, lowest ticket price on StubHub, $970.
Let's
This
go.
is real. She is her. Unbelievable. And I love the LSU coach. I actually don't like her at all, but I do love what she said. Said, glad she's gone because I've never seen anything like her before. Don't want her here anymore. That is awesome. Good for her. Go Iowa.
Yeah, Jimmy, I love that you pointed out Kim Mulkey here, right? Because we literally are seeing a scenario where the women's game has become the men's game, okay? We have coaches in the women's game who are characters, and we know, right? Like Chris, you and I and Jimmy, right? We all grew up with a generation of coaches who are basically gone, right? I mean, Boeheim, gone. Krzyzewski, gone. You know what I mean? Like these guys are all over and done, right? And in the women's games, we got Kim Mulkey there, right? Gino's still hanging on at Connecticut, but we got Staley now at South Carolina. You know, we got the Stanford coach. And then we have players that come back year after year to play for their college team. Whereas in the men's game, we got one and done guys. So, I mean, Chris, did you ever think we'd see a scenario where the women's game would get that many people watching over the men's game?
No, I get that the ticket prices are relevant, and that is a very good sign for women's basketball as a whole. All right, because let's be honest, we need women's basketball to grow. We need more people going to games. We need more people at the WNBA games. One thing that has helped the college game too is the NIL deals. You know, Caitlin Clark's probably making more now than what she's going to as a rookie contract.
Around
Now,
$850,000, some estimate right now, as a high school basketball, as a college basketball player. Excuse me.
But she's only making endorsement money now, so be getting a salary plus endorsement money in the NBA. So it's probably going to be still better for her. So this is great, fantastic. That being said, I didn't watch last night. And I didn't watch.
You don't have a TV, Chris.
I didn't watch.
You listened to it on your radio. Don't lie to me. We know you don't have a TV.
Because I'm a fan, Jimmy, all right? These last couple seasons, guess who's had a great women's team, but has been overshadowed in this conference by Iowa, all right? The Indiana women's basketball team, all right?
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, how'd they do?
They're not as good as Iowa.
Good game, but they lost.
Yeah.
Iowa didn't do it.
I know, but still.
It's not like it's Purdue, dude.
Okay, I'm going to date myself. I know I'm older than you guys, but I'm going to go back to the Calbert Cheney days of IU.
It's my boy.
All right. Those teams got overshadowed by those Fab Five from Michigan, for
Because
those
they actually
few
made it to
years.
Because
their
the Fab
championship.
Five made it to the championship. Yeah, like Jimmy just said, Chris. Like I love you, my man,
I
and I
know.
know that you
I'm
have a
telling you,
Crimson
I
shirt on
have
right
an
now.
irrational fandom. All right.
Okay. Okay.
So if somebody's team is usurping my team and my fanaticism from succeeding, I'm going to be upset and I'm not going to root for them. I'm not going to want them to succeed. I'm sorry. I'm
Okay,
petty. I'm a
Chris
petty
just
IU basketball fan.
yes, Chris just hijacked our women's basketball discussion we were trying to have, Jimmy. Let's bump over to the men's here real quick before we run the fast break. All right.
Yeah.
Are we going to see the mega big man matchup that we all want? Zach Edey v. Klingman for UConn. Is that what we're going to see, Jimmy? Is that what we're headed to?
It's Purdue. I can't see them winning. I really, really can't. We've got a couple of friends that are big Purdue fans, and I still don't want to see Purdue win. No, I don't think we're going to get it. Men's college basketball, we never get what we want. So no, I'm going to say we're not going to get it, Chris.
I would agree with you if it wasn't for one thing, and that is the March or the magic of March Madness. And we are literally seeing that with North Carolina State this month. All right.
Yeah.
If there's a team out there that can knock off Purdue right now, it's North Carolina State. Like they have done everything that everybody said they couldn't do going back to the few games right before the ACC tourney. And they started winning. They ran through the whole tourney, and then they ran through this tourney, beating Duke again in this tourney too. So like they are battle tested, they are ready to go, and there is something behind that team. So let's go Wolfpack.
Okay, Chris, you love NC State, but do you think they're going to beat UConn?
Oh, that's tough. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
I think UConn wins. It reminds me of back in the day we watched Gordon Haywood come up against a UConn team, and UConn just was too much for him. And I think that would be the same case this time.
That's ridiculous. That UConn team was terrible and would get their asses handed to them by this UConn team that is about to win 2 straight national championships, like the Florida Gators back in the day. Shout out Joakim Noah, Al Horford, still playing in the NBA. Jimmy, do you think this NC State team is a Cinderella, and do you think they have a chance versus Connecticut if they are?
They are a Cinderella. They do have a chance against Connecticut, but I think Connecticut's going to win. I think it'll end up being it probably will end up being a double-digit win.
All right, gentlemen, you guys did not know I was about to do this, but I'm going to let you do it right now. You guys have a minute before we run the fast break to talk about baseball because apparently it started. So, gentlemen, go.
Baseball's been fun. Got to see a couple Cubs wins. New Cubs pitcher, I can't even say his name, so I'm not going to try it. Really promising there. Need a third baseman still. That's been good. The games are going fast. I really like that. My daughter and I sat and watched the end of the Dodgers game the other day. They were playing the Padres. I don't even know who they were playing, but it was fun. So baseball's back. I'm not watching it every night, but I do like to get in there and watch it. Chris?
Yeah, the Cubs. We got some offense. We got some bats.
Cubs
Rod.
go.
We won 12-2 tonight, 5-0, 9-5. Like we got some bats. All right, that's some exciting baseball. I think you'd be interested in coming back to old Wrigleyville, watching the Cubs play again. You know, don't just turn your back on a beloved franchise that you have loved your entire life.
Let me ask you a question. Is Tom Ricketts still on the Chicago Cubs?
Maybe.
I don't pay attention to things like that, Rod.
Well, I do, and he does. So I'm going to go ahead and move past the Chicago Cubs. But glad for you guys for liking baseball. Let's run the fast break led by our guy, Jimmy Jamriska. Let's go.
All right, we're going to go with the fast break right now. Music's not loading. That's perfectly fine. We have our wins league that we love to talk about because I'm winning, and I don't know if I can mathematically lose now, but that's okay. There's only about 8 games left for most of the teams here. I have 411 wins. Rod has 349. Chris has 361, so we do have kind of a little battle there. But again, it's just my stellar picks, my lucky picks. Have done really well, but Rod does get the pick of the year, I believe, taking the Timberwolves in the 6th spot.
Jimmy, let me ask you a question. Hold on a
Seventh
second, Chris. Let me get some clarity here. Jimmy, you come on here all the time and you like to crow about your wins team winning, and that's fine. And we all love you for having this. But am I allowed to crow about the fact that my fantasy basketball team may may win the championship here soon. And we're about to find out this week if I beat the old man here on this podcast in the semifinals.
Let's just say that to our listeners and watchers out there, all three of us that you see in front of you is in the semifinals for our fantasy basketball league, and I think it's very possible that any three of us could win it all.
But let me ask you this question. Are any of the three of us that are in the semifinals this year also coming off of a loss in the finals last year and a win in the finals the previous year? Are any of you two doing that, or is that just me?
I think you and the listeners and watchers out there already know the answer to that question.
I just want to give myself props the way Jimmy likes to give himself props about the wins league. That's all I'm trying to do here.
I just really need to beat Wu-Tang. I was able to go to the Pacers-Nets game, and let me tell you something. As someone who has Tyrese Halliburton in his fantasy team, and Halliburton had about 21 points in about 10 seconds, and then they took him out for a quarter and a half. That scared me a little bit because they were beating the Nets so bad. Love that game. Nets stink, so the tickets were pretty cheap. Pacers were really, really good last night, and they killed them. They were up 40 at one point, and the Nets just look sad. It's really funny. You hear a lot of basketball people talking about good stats, bad team, and that's Cam Thomas. He again had a really good stats, but that team is just not good. I was not impressed at all with any of the Brooklyn Nets on that one. Someone else who's not impressed by a lot of things is Rod. Rod gets angry a lot. And we're going to try this. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try this. We're going to try the Rod Damnation of the week.
We have to do something about this situation. The momentum is dying.
I don't understand no more distractions.
But I do believe we should all follow one path in life.
Hubris and ego and pride. Sorry, all that was a complete lie.
All right, listen, it's tough. It's tough sometimes to get angry about things when you're on vacation. All right, you're here with your loving family, you're having a good time, you're in the sunshine, you're having some libations, but I'm a professional. All right, I podcast week after week. I can bring things up, right? And what I am the most angry about this week is people who continue to talk about the Dallas Mavericks. And why? Why would you ask, Rod? Are you angry about people talking about the Dallas Mavericks? Here's why I'm angry about the Dallas Mavericks, okay? We have gotten so wrapped up in all of the moves that front offices make and trades and price and all of it that we have completely forgotten about the reason front offices make moves to win basketball games, okay? So we continue to have people that talk about the Dallas Mavericks and say, well, I don't know if I'd have spent a first-round pick for Derek Lively, and I don't know if I'd have done a pick swap for PJ Washington or whatever the microcosms happen to be. But you know what the Dallas Mavericks happen to be doing right now? Winning basketball games, maybe moving themselves into the 4 seed. And I don't love sounding like the old man here, but we can talk till we're blue in the face about this trade and that trade and who won and who lost and who got fleeced. But really, we're about winning basketball games, and the Mavericks are winning basketball games. So I'll be damned the price that their GM had to pay to get PJ Washington and Derek Lively on the team. They're winning, and that's what Dallas should care about.
I love that, Rod, because people talk about your window is open. Your window is always this year. No matter what it is, you have to play to win this year if you have that opportunity. The Mavericks have that opportunity. They needed to go as much as they could for what they can. Future be damned, because we all know that these people aren't going to be on the team. They're not going to be in these positions in a few years, and that's what sports is. So, yes, I agree with that completely, Rod. I think that's really nice. Chris, please disagree with Rod.
I can't disagree with him because he is not wrong. The people throwing more and more shade or trying to say that they made mistakes or they overpaid for people, they're 9-1 in their last 10. All right. Maybe they're going to be on the hierarchy. I don't know. But Rod was one of those people at the beginning of the year saying the Mavericks were going to just crap down their leg and they're not going to have a head coach by the end of the year. And there's no way that this team is going to succeed with the way it's constructed. And a lot of people have those doubts, and they were probably pretty valid knowing the makeup of the team. But they have proven everybody wrong, and we're a week and a half away from the playoff, 2 weeks away from the playoffs. It's not a trend. This is the team. All right? They're this good. not just are they the only team that has secured a playoff spot in the East, they have secured the conference. All right. They're the number one seed. It's the Boston Celtics. They continue to do what they're supposed to do and win games. All right. This is the team. I don't care who you are. And I know there's some good teams there in the East as well. All but really two of those playoff teams are winning right now, but it's Boston. I mean, they've been the cream of the crop the whole year. Am I wrong?
Greatness
you're right.
amongst you. But I'll tell you something. I'm still terrified of their late game execution. Terrified of their late game execution. But they were one of the best teams in the NBA.
They
Without
did
a
it
doubt.
again last week. It's not the team you want to have going into Game 7 of a series, Chris. Who's your
They
queen?
have lost 3 games at home all year. Those game 7s are at home.
Ooh, good call.
I think I still like the Boston's chances, all right?
Okay.
And then the queen is OKC, all right? You have stayed and
Gotta
fought
give respect. Yep.
with Denver. You know, we talked last week about Denver doing what they were supposedly doing, and we thought they were going to have a lock on the West by now, and they don't. And because it's OKC playing as well as they are, SGA has even been hurt for a game this past week, and they still were able to stay afloat and be first in the West. So OKC.
No, I love that. I thought we were going to live in a world where Denver would be the number 1 seed right now. So, Chris, that's a great call by you.
Yep.
The
And
number
then
3 seed. That's crazy.
And then I am going with Dallas as the Prince because they have done nothing but win in the past couple weeks. And we talked about how good they were playing last week, Rod, and they did nothing but win every single game since we last talked. So, yeah, you're moving up in the playoff ranks, and that's what counts.
We better be moving up in the algorithm of Dallas sports this week. All right, Jim. Rod Nation was like sort of good about the Mavericks, even though it was Rod Nation. Chris just put them on the hierarchy. I mean, we better be moving up the algorithm in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
I agree. Chris, who are let's see, 1, 2, 3. The San Antonio, Detroit, Portland, Justers.
He gave it to all 4 teams in the East last week.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So who's not on the Jesters? And who's the Jester?
I am going with 2 teams that seem to have given up, even though they are in the playoffs, and that is the Sixers and the Bulls. I know Embiid just came back, but
the Bulls really disagree with you there. The Bulls have never given up. They're just not good.
Yeah, they try their hardest. They try, Chris.
Do they, though? I mean, do they?
No, they do. Listen, the Sixers may have given up. You might not be wrong on the Sixers, but the Bulls are trying.
36 wins, dude. Come on.
What do you want Iowa to Sumnu to do, Chris? What do you want Iowa to Sumnu to do? All right.
Listen, I don't know and never said to have all the answers. All right. I just know that this is playoff basketball. All right. You go to the West, the 11 teams that are eligible to get into the playoffs right now.
No, you're right.
Have a winning record over the last 10 games. You cannot say that about these East teams. There's only 11 teams.
Listen.
Somehow Brooklyn is still able to get into the playoffs, and they have, well, they're the Nets, so they were 3-7 over the last 10, but everybody else were having winning records. They were improving their scenario except for the Sixers and the Bulls. All right,
Chris,
this is playoff time.
Jimmy, let me take the fantasy one last time before we end here. Chris is only mad because he traded me DeMar DeRozan earlier this year, and now DeMar DeRozan is going to be the cause of his downfall in the fantasy playoffs.
I am so mad. You have no idea. You have no idea how many injuries and issues has happened since I traded DeMar DeRozan away. Oh.
And with that, you've been listening to the Fast Break on the Morgan Podcasting Network. You're in the ring with Jimmy, Rod, and Chris. That was before. You're in the court with Jimmy, Rod, and Chris now. We appreciate you listening. Have yourselves a great night. This has been the NBA Fast Break.
Shout out to Whispering Pines. We appreciate you for being a sponsor of the podcast. All you folks that listen and love playing golf, get out to the Pines and tell them you heard about it here on the podcast. It will help us out tremendously.
Goodbye, Internet.